shade, watching the warmth get the day back fade. This is the time when the honesty crawls out from the cracks in the bedroom walls. You're sleeping softly on the other side. And no more secrets left for you to hide. I look at your face and I feel so attached. A beautiful puzzle that never quite matched. We're holding on to the ghost of a spark. Just two lonely fingers afraid of the dark. And these indigo hours, the silence is loud. Wrapping my thoughts in the gray cloud. I love you enough to let the illusion die. Without a dramatic goodbye. Let the guitar notes linger and drift away. Preparing my heart for a different day. I pack my jewelry in the velvet pouch, leaving your keys on the leather couch. No need to wake you, no need for a scene. You don't know how messy this year has been. You deserve someone who can give you the world, not the broken, defensive, overthinking girl. Overthinking everything we had. It wasn't all ugly, it wasn't all bad, but the season has shifted. The winter is near and I can't stay stranded in this atmosphere. In these indigo hours, the silence is loud. Wrapping my thoughts in a heavy gray cloud. I love you enough to let the illusion die. Without a dramatic goodbye. Indigo You're giving me a low fidelity love. Something you think that you can just get rid of. Static and noise on the telephone line, pretending your feelings are completely fine. I can hear the hesitation in the way that you breathe, hiding the cards that you keep up your sleeve. I'm tired of decoding muffled responses, dealing with all of the ghosts in your monsters. If you're gonna leave, baby, do it with style. Don't make me wait for another long while. I'm dropping the needle in the low fidelity, forgetting the version of who we used to be. And then the voices standing for a complicated plot, erasing the memories that I thought I forgot. Let the piano run until it breaks, and finish with pain for your mistakes. The room is so quiet, the radiator sighs, reflecting the coldness inside of your eyes. I used to believe every story you spun, back when I thought I was your only one. Now I'm just watching the dust motes dance, knowing we don't stand a single ghost of a chance. Low fidelity, high anxiety, losing my sense of propriety. Switching the channel, setting the clock, stepping away from your heavy block. I'm dropping the needle on your low fidelity, forgetting the version of who we used to be. And then the voices standing for a complicated plot, erasing of your revolving door. You look at the space where I used to stand, holding the guidebook tight in your hand. You probably tell them that I lost my mind, that I was the crazy one you left behind. But the critics will see through your curated life, watching your beautiful exhibition die. No more curation, no more display. I'm painting my own world, starting today. The canvas is wild, the strokes are messy and raw, breaking every single ridiculous rule in love. Breaking the glass of your perfect exhibit. No more limitations, no more stupid inhibit. I am a human, I'm flesh and bone, not a marble statue that you can just own. Perfect exhibit, close for good. The argument is over, the house is still just the cold air blowing over the windowsill. The final whisper brought the curtain down on the longest relationship in this town. I'm sitting on the floor in an empty room, wrapped in a beautiful calm The noise has faded, the storm has passed, giving me the clarity I needed at last. Just a slow countdown to the morning sun, knowing that the hardest part is done. This is just residual static. separate entity, a sovereign state. Not the shadow waiting at your golden gate. A sovereign state, yeah, I need to break. I'm pinning my heart from the heavy sleep. It's a gentle separation, a clean cut. Closing the door that was halfway shut. This intense velvet overlap tonight. Stepping back into my own clear light. I love you, baby, but I love me more. Packing my bags by the bedroom door. Velvet overlap, separate ways. The season is ending, the house is still just the cold air resting on the windowsill. I gave up my control just to make you feel tired. Watching myself fall. The careless whisper was the final blow. Now I'm just letting the river flow. But the night is gentle and the air is kind, helping me leave the static behind. Just a slow countdown to the morning light, knowing that I survived the longest night. This is my control shift, quiet and deep, while the rest of the world is fast asleep. The deep sub-bass play final beat as I feel the solid ground underneath my feet. Drumming out climax, just a fading sound. As my separate world settles down, I watch the stars dissolve in the morning gray, welcoming the beauty of a brand new day. The room goes silent as I close my eyes, shaking off all of your beautiful lies. You're in your timeline and I am in mine, but I know in my soul I'm gonna be shifting the control back to the divine. Forgive the mistakes, remember the grace, walking away from your shadows. This is my control shift, quiet and deep, while the rest of the world is fast asleep. Let the deep sub-bass play the final beat as I feel the solid ground underneath my feet. Control shift, peace and rest. Curating your life for the digital screen, making sure you look like a flawless king. But I see the pixels, I see the noise behind the collection of your expensive toys. You look so perfect in the high-res view, but there's no depth to the version of you. You wanted a girl who would fit to your sins, applauding every time your ego wins. But I'm too high fidelity for your low-res mind, leaving your curated theater far behind. I'm tearing down your high-res skies, yeah. but you don't even notice when my spirit is weak. I'm not a trophy to hang on your wall, just a human being watching your empire fall. It's funny how you talk about authenticity while you extract every single ounce of energy from me. Go find a mirror that tells you you're great. I'm officially canceling our final date. I'm tearing down your heart, the skies, yeah. I'm looking at your beautiful eyes, yeah. You want an exhibit that doesn't speak a word? Well, that's the most ridiculous thing I've The room is wrapped in a deep indigo shade, watching the final remnants of the argument fade. This is the hour when the mask comes off, leaving our raw egos naked and soft, just staring at the floor with a heavy sigh, unable to look me straight in the eye. We've been running in circles for a million miles, hiding the damage behind our polite smiles. But the silence tonight is a heavy dark blue, showing the distance between me and you. Caught in this indigo conversation alone, sitting on a cold and uncomfortable throne. I love you enough to let the illusion die, without a bitter scream or a dramatic goodbye. Let the road's piano groove carry the weight as we accept the closure of our separate fate. I pack my keys in a velvet pouch, leaving your favorite book on the couch. No need to argue, no need to pretend. We both know we've reached the absolute end. You deserve someone who can play your game, not a tired girl who forgets your name. Forgets your name, yeah, the magic is gone. We can't keep waiting for a synthetic dawn. It's a gentle release, a peaceful divorce, letting our separate worlds take their course. Caught in this indigo conversation alone, sitting on a cold and uncomfortable throne. I love you enough to let the illusion die, without a better scream or a dramatic goodbye. Indigo conversation, peaceful goodbye. Self-respect is gone. I let you in through the cracks of my skin. heavy, toxic bait. I'm fixing my liquid boundaries tonight. Standing alone in the cool, clear light. You never gave me the peace that I need. Just left me stranded, watching the garden bleed. Now I'm reclaiming my separate space, erasing the shadow of your pretty face. The digital clock turns to 5:14, replaying the metrics of a final scene. I used to think you were my ultimate anchor, but you were just a source of silent anger. Packed all my pride in a velvet box, changing the codes on all of my locks. Yeah, 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 yeah. You kept me trapped on the edge of your web, watching my confidence blowing up. But the frequency is shifting, the static is dead, clearing all the loops living inside my head. I'm fixing my liquid boundaries tonight. Standing alone in the cool, clear light. You never gave me the peace that I need. Just left me stranded, watching my garden bleed. Reclaiming my space, out of your sight. Liquid boundaries. Keeping it low-key, finding my clarity. Done with your emotional disparity. You wanted the doll who would sit on the shelf, but I'm too busy loving myself. Turning over just to feel the beat, finding my solace in this quiet street. No more dramatic calls of beat in the morning. No more ignoring every single word. Just a full tank of peace and a clear. Moving away from the version I'm holding on to this lucky clarity. And in the cycle of your charity, the careless thing could break my crown. The finest thing in this whole town, the rose beyond the loop, I don't know. I don't looking at the foundation we tried to build, filled with the blood that we carelessly spilled. I was so blind to the shifting ground, chasing the love that could never be found. Now the sand is slipping through my cold hands, ruining all of our grand designs and plans. I step off the ledge, let the weight drop down. Done with trying to survive in your town. The horizon is a giant, beautiful wall, showing me the grace inside of my fall. Standing on these shifting sands tonight, letting the structure vanish from sight. You were a beautiful lesson I learned, another bridge that I gladly burn. Let the ambient guitar wash over my chest. I'm putting this heavy relationship to rest. Careless word can break a heavy heart and tear a beautiful world right apart. But the soil underneath my feet is firm, ready for the next unpredictable turn. Why we try to hold on to the dust, knowing there was no more framework of trust. But it's cool, I'm finding my own flow, learning exactly when to let it go. Standing on these shifting sands tonight, letting the structure vanish from sight. You were a beautiful lesson I learned, another bridge that I gladly burn. Shifting sands, letting us rebuilding the walls that you knocked to the ground, finding a comfort in the absolute no sound. You called me defensive, you called me cold, because I wouldn't fit into the shape of your mold. I'm drawing the lines of my own design, reclaiming the rhythm that is strictly mine. Why do I always have to play the villain role just because I wanted to keep my own soul? I'm sick of the friction, tired of the text, wondering what drama you're gonna end the next. Working on my solitary architecture today, clearing all the debris that you threw my way. I am the structure, I am the foundation, the stone, learning the beauty of standing completely alone. Let the guitar notes linger, soothe my head, forgetting all the toxic lines that you fed. I looked at our pictures from 2 years ago, before the manipulation started to grow. We looked so happy, we looked so secure, but the underlying motive was never quite pure. Shattered, far away, but I am the flower that grew from the sea. My own architecture built to last, Stuck in the orbit of your velvet gravity, pulling me down to your emotional cavity. I try to break free, try to launch away, but your heavy rhythm always makes me stay. You're a beautiful star that is burning out, leaving me stranded in a desert of doubt. I don't wanna hate you, don't wanna care, but your heavy presence is everywhere. And the taste of the coffee, the space in the hall, waiting for your predictable shadow to fall. Escaping the pull of your velvet gravity, fixing the cracks in my own anatomy. I'm minimalist canvas for my separate mind, leaving your exhausting universe behind. Let the sub-bass pulse, let the vibration roll. I'm taking back the pieces of my stolen soul. I stand on the balcony watching the mist, forgetting the night when we first kissed. It felt like an empire built to last. Now it's just debris from a toxic past, but the morning is coming with the cold white light, putting an end to this heavy night. Velvet gravity pulling me low underneath your synthetic glow. I am fragile, but I'm strong enough to fly. Look at me wave a permanent goodbye. Escaping the pull of your velvet gravity, fixing the cracks in my own anatomy. Minimalist canvas for my separate mind, leaving your exhausting universe behind. Velvet gravity, breaking the chain. Staring at the empty space inside my joy. Guess you don't live in this apartment anymore. Left a broken earring in the fatal receipt, tiny little markers of our slow defeat. I could delete your number, I could block your name, but my memory keeps playing the exact same game. It's a low-grade fever that I can't quite shake, another heavy silence that I have to break. Trying to remember why we didn't survive, just to feel like I am actually still alive. Dealing with this abstract attachment tonight, blurring all the boundaries in the dim twilight. You were never really mine to lose, but it's so hard to let the beautiful illusion go. Get the foot the keys, slip around my heavy head, sweeping out the lingering words that you said. Check my phone, not a habit at the red light sign, wishing for a glitch along the telephone line. You're probably out there rewriting the past, making sure the version that you tell is gonna last. I'm too tired to argue, too tired to care, just adjusting to the coldness in the ambient air. Yeah, you kept me waiting on your seasonal mood, living on the crumbs of your cheap gratitude. But the dynamic is shifting, the anchor is gone, stepping right into a brand new blur. Too long, letting you dictate the tone. Living like a stranger in the house I own. I was always careful not to damage your pride, constantly shrinking what I held inside. But the dynamic is broken, the balance is flipped. Look at the new armor that has finally slipped. You think you can fix this with a text or a call, after watching the whole framework crumble and fall. But I reached my capacity, hit my final line, reclaiming the magic that is strictly mine. Feel the control shift, hear the gears turn, watching every single toxic bridge completely burn. I don't need your validation to be strong. I've been the queen of this domain all along. Let the modern R&B beat rumble my soul. I'm finally taking back total control. You look so small, standing under the hallway light, realizing that you lost the final fight. The consequences of your careless, heavy tongue, breaking the traps that you set when we were young. I'm stepping over the debris of our heavy past, knowing that freedom has arrived at last. Freedom at last, yeah, it feels so clean. Stepping right out of your curated scene. You can keep the blame, you can keep the keys. I'm moving forward with the morning breeze. Feel the control shift, hear the gears turn, watching every single toxic bridge completely burn. I don't need your validation to be strong. I've been the queen of this domain all along. Control shift, shifting the power. Establishing a curated distance between our names. Done with playing your emotional, childish games. You wanted a mirror that reflected your pride, while I was drowning slowly on the internal side. I paid for the lessons, I paid for the time, trying to repair a relationship that wasn't worth a dime. But every mile of silence is a victory point. Another chapter of our history finally done. I breathe in the quiet, exhale the deep stress, sorting out the pieces of your beautiful mess. Holding on to this curated distance tonight. Stepping back into my own independent light. No more crying over promises that you broke. Watching your heavy ego go up in smoke with a smooth jazz pocket groove and a clear view. Moving away from the very concept of you. The room is catching the pale yellow morning ray, welcoming the peace of a completely new day. I spent too long trying to make the puzzle fit. Adjusting my light just so you could stay lit. But I'm a queen, I'm a goddess, I'm a separate state. Not a shadow waiting at your revolving gate. A separate state, yeah, you couldn't even see the magic that was living inside of me. But it's cool, it's alright, I'm doing just fine. Walking the straight path along my own line. Holding on to this curated distance tonight. Stepping back into my own independent light. No more crying over promises that you broke. Watching your heavy ego go up in smoke. Curated distance, keeping it clean. Your voice is just a digital echo in my head, replaying the text messages that I already read. You always had a habit of taking the upper hand, leaving me stranded on a shifting piece of sand. But the connection is weak, the signal is dropping fast. Knowing this conversation is gonna be our last. You think you can fix this with the wake-up call after watching the whole kingdom crumble and fall? But I, in my capacity, reached my final line, protecting the magic that is strictly mine. Turning off these digital echoes tonight, vanishing completely from your radar sight. You wanted an anchor, but I am a wild bird, done with every single empty promise I heard. Noticing the pace from the floor. I'm walking right through my exit door. You'll probably tell your friends that I lost my mind, that I was the unstable one you left behind. But the metrics don't lie, the records are clear. I spent 3 years shedding every silent tear. Now the air is pure and the frequency is tight, sweeping your digital shadow right out of my head. No more echoes, no more delay. Shaking off the static, starting today. The canvas is blank, the strokes are on free. Finally remembering who I used to be. No, these digital echoes tonight, vanishing completely from your radar sight. You wanted an anchor, but I am a wild bird, done with every single empty promise I heard. Digital echo, signal lost. The room is filled with an indigo solitude shade, watching the final remnants of the fiction fade. This is the hour when the honesty begins to crawl out from the cracks in this cold bedroom wall. got the empty pillow on the other side, with no more secrets left for me to hide. We spent too long running in a foolish rain, muting the music that I actually wanted to sing. But the quiet tonight is a deep healing blue, erasing the heavy ghost of me and you. Embracing this indigo solitude tonight, standing firmly in my own independent light. I loved you enough to let the illusion die, without a bitter scream or a dramatic goodbye. Let the smooth guitar notes linger and drift away, preparing my heart for a completely different day. Pack my jewelry in a small velvet bag, leaving the keys without a single label tag. No need for a scene, no need for a final fight. We both know we reached the end of the line tonight. You deserve someone who can fit into your frame, not a tired girl who forgets your name. Forgets your name, yeah, the fire went cold, releasing the grip of the story you told. It's a gentle separation, a peaceful divorce, letting our separate worlds take their course. Embracing this indigo solitude tonight, standing firmly in my own independent light. I loved you enough to let the illusion die, without a bitter scream or a dramatic goodbye. Indigo solitude, peace at last. My emotions are built on a liquid architecture now, running out of flow without breaking a vow. You wanted a structure that was rigid and tight, something you could control in the middle of the night. But I am the river, I am the changing tide, with no more room for your stubborn, foolish pride. The walls are shifting, the ceiling is open wide, showing the strength that I used to keep inside. I'm tired of acting like I'm the fragile one. Look at the tapestry that I've already spun, floating through this liquid architecture today, washing all your rigid expectations away. You wanted a shadow, but I am the pouring rain, turning the old grief into a beautiful game. Like the wavy synth modulation soothe my heavy chest. I'm putting this entire relationship to rest. I remember when we used to lock out the view, back when everything I did was centered on you. But growth happens when the manipulation stops, counting the tears until the final weight drops. I don't need your signature to know what I'm worth, reclaiming my orbit around this lonely earth, reclaiming my orbit out of your reach, learning the lessons that the silence can't teach. No more frozen pillars, no more heavy brick walls, just a fluid movement when the night falls. Floating through this liquid architecture today, washing all your completely still. Just the morning air resting on the windowsill. A final whisper brought the curtain down on the longest illusion in this quiet town. I'm sitting on the floor in an empty room, wrapped in a beautiful calm blue gloom. The noise has evaporated, the static is dead, giving me the clarity that I needed. Instead, just a slow countdown to the rising sun, knowing that the hardest part is finally done. This is just residual static in the air, the ghost of a love that used to be there. Let the deep sub bass play the final beat as I find the solid ground underneath my feet. No climax, no drama, just a fading sound as my separate world settles on the ground. I watch the stars dissolve in the morning gray, welcoming the peace of a brand new day. The world goes silent as I close my eyes, shaking off all of your beautiful lies. You're in your timeline and I am in mine, but I know in my soul I'm gonna be fine. Fine in time, yeah, I'm gonna be fine. Releasing the attachment back to the divine. Forgive the mistakes, remember the praise. Walking away from your shadow space. This is just residual static in the air, the ghost of a love that used to be there. Let the deep sub bass play the final beat as I find the solid ground underneath my feet. Residual static, peace at last. Only remember the nights when we laughed, completely forgetting the bitter print we left. You paint over the arguments, the tears and the screams, editing our history to fit your grand dreams. I'm not a fictional character you can just rewrite to make yourself feel better in the middle of the night. My sister said you're fishing for a cheap regret, trying to collect the love that you couldn't get. But I see the pixels, I see the flaws behind the perfect facade of your applause. I'm breaking through your selective memory, yeah. Done with being a ghost in your fantasy, yeah. You want a pretty picture that doesn't say a word. Well, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Let the punchy sub bass rattle through the floor. I'm blocking down the lock on my separate door. I remember the coldness in the way you spoke, treating my affection like a temporary joke. You love the concept of me, but not the real deal. Blind to the heavy damage that I actually feel. I'm reclaiming my narrative, taking my crown, leaving a curated theater town. It's hilarious how you act like the victim now, like you didn't break every single sacred vow. Go tell your new friends whatever makes you sleep, the secrets that I have a mind to keep. I'm breaking through your selective memory, yeah. Done with being a ghost in your fantasy, yeah. You want a pretty picture that doesn't say a word, but that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Selective memory, closed these static boundaries in my mind, leaving all your heavy obligations far behind. You call me cold, you call me emotionally detached, because our puzzle pieces never really matched. I'm drawing the lines where the shadow meets the light, finding where the balance in the truth was me. Tired of interpreting your passive grades, traveling down your exhausted winding ways. If you're gonna leave, baby, do it with some grace. Don't leave your heavy presence occupying my space. Knocking down the static boundaries today, clearing all the clutter that you threw my way. Memories canvas for your time. So learning how to make my separate pieces feel whole. Let the faux piano run until the tape breaks. I am officially done with paying for your mistakes. The room is so quiet, the shadows start to leap, reflecting the fine metrics of our bedroom scene. I used to compromise my worth just to keep you sane, walking on eggshells, absorbing your internal pain. Now the frequency is clear, the static is dead, sweeping your ghost completely out of my bed. Static boundaries, high fidelity view, forgetting the version of me that lived for you. Shifting the control, resetting the inner clock, stepping away from your dangerous heavy block. I'm locking down the static boundaries today, clearing all the clutter that you threw my way, and then the noise canvas for weary tired soul. Learning how to make my separate pieces feel whole. Static boundaries, turning it down. Wrapped inside this velvet isolation tonight, far away from the noise of your own and your right. You used to tell me that I couldn't survive alone, that I needed your gravity to stay in the zone. But the air is so soft and the room is so wide, with no more toxic secrets left for me to hide. I don't hate you, baby, I just don't care. Reclaiming the fragments of the love we used to share. It's funny how the distance makes the mountain look small. Guess I didn't really lose much of anything at all. Finding the peace in my velvet isolation here, watching all the heavy manipulation disappear. I'm in my sanctuary for a complicated mind, leaving your chaotic universe far, far behind. The sub-bass pulse, let the modern rhythm roll, taking back the ownership of my own stolen soul. Staring at the winter sky, it's so deep indigo, listening to the quiet where the fresh winds blow. I spent 3 years trying to edit my design just to fit the template that you drew in the line. Now the script is torn, the canvas is raw new, painted with a color that has nothing to do with you. Velvet isolation, breaking the ancient chain. I'm walking in the pouring freezing rain. I am fragile, but I'm built to withstand the cold, stepping right into the story that Wrapped inside your counterfeit velvet design, realizing you stole every single line of mine. Cheap polyester pretending to be smooth, trying your best to hide the ugly truth. I can feel the synthetic fiber scratch my skin, showing me the trap that I was living in. I'm tired of wearing your low quality love, something I need to urgently rid myself of. If you're gonna cheat, do it with some class. Don't leave your plastic shards in my glass. Stripping off your counterfeit velvet tonight, standing naked in my own independent light. I'm in the mall ascending for a cheap fabric plot, burning the clothes that I thought I forgot. Let the folk piano run until the loop breaks. I'm finished with covering up your mistakes. The radiator sighs in the corner of the room, adding some warmth to this temporary gloom. I used to believe you were a luxury fine, back when the infatuation made me so blind. Now I see the loose threads, the uneven seams, the cheap manufacturing of all your grand dreams. Counterfeit velvet structural flaw, breaking away from your ridiculous law. I'm changing the texture, resetting the style. Haven't felt this real in a long, long while. Stripping off your counterfeit velvet tonight, standing naked in my own independent light. I'm in the mall ascending for a cheap fabric plot, burning the clothes that I thought I forgot. Counterfeit velvet fabric rejected. The memory of the ghost print on my bed, a dark ink stain inside the things you said. This is the hour when the chemical reaction starts, bleeding through the canvas of our separate hearts. You're sleeping cross town in a different frame, probably forgetting the vowels of my name. I look at the sheets and I feel so cold, trapped in the script of a story that's old. We were just two chemicals that didn't mix right, creating an explosion in the middle of the night. Staring at the ghost print you left behind, watching the dark ink out of my mind. I love my own sanity too much to stay, watching the foundation slowly decay. Let the tremolo guitar linger and fade, undoing the mistake that we carelessly made. I packed your old camera in Shaking off the weight of my final silent tear. We hit the destination on Tuesday night. No more arguments left for us to fight. The scenery is changing from grey to gold. Letting go of the heavy hand I used to hold. I'm not angry anymore, I'm just relieved. Forgetting all the woven lies I believed. You were an anchor on a delicate vine, muting the frequency that was stripping mine. Driving toward a linear horizon today, watching your heavy shadow melt away. No massive explosion, no dramatic scene, just a clean break from my bedroom screen. Let the sub-bass pulse beneath my feet. Finding a rhythm that is steady and sweet. I put my heavy boots on, left the front porch, no longer carrying your burning torch. You didn't even notice when the balance shifted. Too busy staring at the clouds that drifted. It's a peaceful transition, a quiet divorce, letting our separate lives take their course. Take their course, yeah. We reach the line. It's funny how the freedom feels so divine. Just a gradual waking from a deep dark sleep. No more promises that I have to keep. Driving toward a linear horizon today, watching your heavy shadow melt away. No massive explosion, no dramatic scene, just a clean break from my bedroom screen. Linear horizon, straight ahead. Walking through the empty hall of the museum with us, looking at the exhibits covered in dust. We kept every ticket stub, every single glass, trying to freeze the ghost of our past. But history is dead and the display is cold. Tired of the curation that you tried to hold. You want the nostalgia, but you don't want the truth. Locking up the remaining years of my youth behind a glass case with a tiny little label, turning our reality into a cheap fable. I'm shattering the glass of a museum of us, that in the framework turn into rust. I'm fresh and I'm bud, I'm a living entity, not a statue preserved for your vanity. Let the synth bass rumble through the gallery floor. I'm leaving the keys at the exit door. You can guide the tourist through the artifacts left, explaining the details of our emotional theft. You'll tell them I was wild, into the fresh light of day. The curation is over, the building is dark, erasing the outline of your dangerous spark. I'm a shadow in the glass of the museum of us. Let in the framework turn into us. I'm flesh and I'm blood, I'm a living entity, not a statue preserved for your vanity. Museum of us, closed permanently. The final fight, the consequences of your careless heavy tone, breaking the traps that you set when we were young. I'm stepping over the debris of our past, knowing that freedom has arrived at last. Freedom at last, yeah, it feels so clean. Stepping right out of your curated scene. You can keep the blame, you can keep the keys. I'm moving forward with the morning breeze. Feel the paradigm shift, hear the gears turn. Watching every single toxic bridge burn. I don't need your permission to be strong. I've been the queen of this domain all along. That paradigm shift, taking it back. Feeding me sugar pills, telling me it's medicine. Trying to cure the deep anxiety that I am in. You look so professional in your white lab coat disguise, hiding the absolute emptiness behind your eyes. I built a psychological shield around my core, so your fake remedies couldn't hurt me anymore. But the chemical balance is shifting tonight, showing me everything under placebo arcs today. Flushing out your temporary comfort away. You wanted a patient, but I am the cure. My intuition's finally liquid and pure. Let the floating synth pads wash over my chest. I'm putting this entire prescription to rest. I remember when I used to rely on your touch, believing that your presence didn't cost too much. But the side effects started to multiply slow, damaging the places where the fresh flowers grow. I don't need your synthetic validation to heal, reclaiming the raw textures of what I actually feel. No more sugar pills, no more fake relief, finding the medicine inside of my own grief. The diagnosis is clear, the chart is rewritten. No longer trapped, no longer down bitten. I'm throwing out your placebo RX today. Flushing all your temporary comfort away. You wanted a patient, but I am the cure. My intuition is finally liquid and pure. Placebo arts, treatment canceled. Paying a premium price for a love in reverse. Every single blessing turned into a beautiful curse. You left your vintage jacket on a wooden chair, a heavy physical weight in the silent air. I'm checking my emotional balance sheet tonight, realizing nothing about us was ever quite right. You love the friction, you love the delayed response, feeding on every single thing a broken girl wants. But the currency is spent, the value is dead, clearing out the empty spaces inside my head. Don't pay me retrograde premium for you, yeah. Tired of wading through the muddy things we do, yeah. You want a trophy that doesn't cost a dime, wasting the remaining luxury of my time. Let the guitar keys loop around the floor. I'm changing the combination on the front door. Within my own hands, counting all the scars from the nights we spent, arguing under the stars. You were a black hole wrapped in a velvet cloak, turning every single diamond into cheap gray smoke. I don't need your apology to know my own worth, reclaiming the solid ground on this lonely earth. No more payments, no more debts to clear, watching the heavy emotional fog disappear. You can keep the memories, keep the design. I'm moving forward along my own straight line. Done paying the retrograde premium for you, yeah. Tired of wading through the muddy things we do, yeah. You want a trophy that doesn't cost a dime, wasting the remaining luxury of my time. Retrograde premium. Balance is zero. don't know why I let you dictate the rotation, creating a toxic defensive federation. You took my energy, you took my light, leaving me stranded in the cold black night. It felt like a galaxy built to endure, but the underlying motive was never quite pure. I need some oxygen, need a new space to find the contours of my own face. Launching into my separate orbit tonight, stepping back into my own solar light. I love you, baby, but I love me more. Packing my bags by the kitchen door, with the smooth jazz groove and a peaceful mind, leaving your exhausting universe behind. You look at me with those big defensive eyes, unable to see through your own disguises. You think that merging is the meaning of love, but it's a cage that I need to fly out of. I am a sovereign state, a separate star. Look at me shining from a distance so far. Separate star, you're on me to breathe. I'm pinning my heart from your helpless sleep. It's a gentle departure, a clean release, trading your drama for a little bit of peace. Launching into my separate orbit tonight, stepping back into my own solar light. I loved you, baby, but I love me more. Packing my bags by the kitchen door, separate orbit, infinity ahead. Our affection had a shelf life we chose to ignore, staring at the sour milk on the kitchen floor. You always had a habit of staying past the expiration date, leaving me to clean up the mess on the heavy plate. I put my armor on before the sun goes down, just a cynical girl in a crowded, noisy town. My friend said I should throw the whole thing away, said a boy like you writes a little more every day. You collect promises like they're dried flowers, wasting all of my precious golden hours. We outgrew the shelf life a long time ago, sinking down beneath the freezing undertow. You made me feel guilty for watching things spoil, while you sat back and let the whole garden coil. Let the punchy sub-bass swallow the bitter taste, put an end to this beautiful tragic waste. You text me, are you up when the clock strikes 3? Expecting the same, a vulnerable version of me, but the packaging is sealed, the contents are cold. Tired of the repetitive stories that you told. I'm too high definition for your low-grade vision, making a clean cut, a tactical decision. I mean, it's funny how you expect love to stay fresh when you never put any actual spirit into the flesh. Go find a plastic doll that never grows old. My time is too expensive to be bought and sold. We outgrew the shelf life a long time ago, sinking down beneath the freezing undertow. You made me feel guilty for watching things spoil, while you sat back and let the whole garden coil. Shelf life expired.